What's up, guys? It's me again, your boy Cammy, back at it again with a video this time, and not just fucking memes. Yeah, I'm gonna talk a little bit. It's gonna be a really short video, by the way. Just letting you know now, but it will contain some spoilers for Endwalker, so warning bells here somewhere in the video or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, just be warned. There's spoilers I'm gonna be talking about. Not too much, at least from what I gathered. I don't think there was too much spoilers, but you've been warned. Let's get to it. So, been playing Endwalker for about 10 hours-ish, give or take. I want to assume I don't honestly know how much time I've wasted on this game so far, but it's been pretty fun. I actually been enjoying my time, mostly because of MSQs. I don't really do side content until like I beat the game, which is actually kind of a bad habit. Probably get to do that before I finish Endwalker, but you know, the queues are not letting me do that. So I'm going to just deal with the MSQs first and then deal with the other things later. I mean, I'm not in a time, thing. I like to make content where like I'm not pressured to make them, so I don't really mind. I can't say the same about other people. Other people have had headaches because of this queue problem, but either way, that's not the point of this video, but just thought I'd explain that. Anyway, I'm gonna start off with the gameplay itself. I've noticed that they crunched down the numbers for the for everything at this point. The HP, except for MP is still the same, but HP has been down to quite considerable numbers. I mean, I used to have, what was it, 120 something with the gear set that I had before. I used to have 120 something. Now I went down to like 29 30k. So yeah, the crunch really did go down by a lot. The Dragoon was at a level 80. If you have a Dragoon back before Endwalker, it would have been 37 to 40-ish, I think. Yeah, 37-ish million experience that you need to just get to level 80. Now it would have been 6 million, I believe. I'm not too far out of it. I'm in, as of right now, I am level 84 in Dragoon, which is the class that I'm using to just get through the story and everything, because I just really like it. Spent a lot of time just getting I want to say anima weapons, but I forgot which one I was doing at the moment. But anyway, yeah, it's been pretty fun just testing everything out. Been taking my time with with everything else in the game. I've just been focusing on MSQs. It's an improvement, I guess, because apparently there were some bugs with some enemies because of all the numbers on the screen. They had to do a big number crunch when it came to XP and dealing damage and all that stuff. But it's nice to see that the numbers have been crushed. It's just I was already used to the old system. Now I gotta get used to the system. But it's all good. I still love the game regardless. They did also, I'm pretty sure this is old news, but they made the transport, or the crystal transport. I still don't know how to Aetherite. I don't know how to say it. It's been made better. There's now like a little map that shows up, and you could just press whichever circle or whichever little crystal you're gonna go to, and bam, you're there. It took this long, but hey, better now than never, you know? They did add more inventory from what I saw as well. And Sage and Reaper are still the best classes in the game now. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to move on to dungeons, starting with the music, which you're probably going to see in the background right now. It's great. I love it. If you know me, you will know that I love Final Fantasy IV. I'm a huge Final Fantasy IV fan. Aside from the first two, 4 is like up there in my top 5. So yeah, as soon as I heard music from 4, I was freaking the hell out when I was playing this specifically, because everything you're seeing here is my first time in the dungeons. And this is, I think, early access that I was playing, so this was before the game technically came out. But yeah, the music is incredible. I love it. The mini boss music is great. The boss, the final dungeon boss, is also great. And yeah, like just what am I gonna, what am I expecting? Garbage? No, this is Final Fantasy 14 we're talking about, guys. Come on now. I know the queues are long, but the game is fucking fresh. Music is it's as expected. It's great. It delivered. Thank you, Soken. I love you and your memes. So yeah, aside from that, there's some enemies are obviously re-skinned, which I don't really mind, because the enemies we have now, I mean, it makes sense canonically why they're doing it, but there are some new enemies, like later on I'll go into that whole locales thing, that the new locales you go to. So for now though, the enemies that you have in the dungeons are, some of them are reskinned, some of them are new, I believe. Some of them actually do look cool, which it's an acquired taste for weird enemies in dungeons for me. Out of all the things in the game that I'm obsessed with enemies that do different things. But anyway, the biggest thing though for me was the Magus Sisters. So they were an enemy in Final Fantasy IV that you fought as well, which I was already excited for because I already knew. But just fighting them myself is great because the way they do it is they have the 3 of them. Each one is basically a mini boss at first, and then at the end when you get to the top of the Tower of Zot, you fight all 3 of them at the same time, which was kind of annoying, as you're probably gonna see there too, because it's like I don't know who to attack. It was my first time, so I don't know what the tank was doing, whether they were attacking the big one, the chunky one, or to attack the dragoon one or the other one with daggers. Like I didn't know what to do, so I was just kind of a little confused. But I think we got through it the first time or the second time, so it wasn't that big. It wasn't that hard, but they do have some, let's just say, abilities that they do that are kind of a little bit overwhelming, especially when it comes to AoEs. But I actually enjoyed my time with them. They were great. Their attacks are pretty nice. It's not like overly easy, like it's not too easy, but it's also not hard. Like you could get through it in one sit if you're actually smart enough, unlike me. So yes, again, this dungeon is one of the best ones so far that I've been playing. Pagalthon was my other favorite one because of the music. And you also get to fight. Was it Behemoth? No, it wasn't Behemoth. It was what's his name? I keep forgetting. This is what happens when you play so much of the same thing. Bahamut. Lunar Bahamut. When you fight Lunar Bahamut, that's pretty cool. There's some weird attacks too, but the last time I did that, I was speeding through it, so I only did it once. But I'll tell you that it's pretty good when you remember it. So yeah, overall, I love that. I love the dungeon. Pretty cool. That is I think the first dungeon that you get into. I haven't tried any other dungeons because so far I am not done with the actual expansion, so that's because of the queue. It's really bad, guys. Some of you that watch this are probably gonna be like, yeah, we know, because they're really fucking bad. So yeah, but this dungeon, I 100% like it. It's not annoying and it's not long. It's just straightforward. Bam. Good stuff. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the new locales you get to visit. The first one you get to visit, which if you played MSQs and you already caught up before the game, you are going to step into Old Sharlayan. So Old Sharlayan is where a lot of basically a college campus at this point. They're just, when you go into the actual place, it's literally a college campus. Great, those are fun. Surprised it doesn't smell like weed or something, but either way, like, it's basically a city school of sorts for knowledge and whatever. They don't really go too much into it, but if you do go into the library, there is going to be an MSQ that you are required to do, which tells you a little bit more about the city. But that is where Alice and Alphino used to live before they got sent to Eorzea. So there's a lot of stuff that happens in the story. I'm gonna try not to spoil a lot of things. I already did spoil some of the content, but when it comes to MSQs, I'm gonna try to really not spoil it. So the only thing you need to know is Alize and Alphino came from this place, and their family is here, and a certain family member is a asshole. So yes, that is to the extent that I will give you on that. The music, though, however, it is extremely good. I want that music in everywhere. That is a very good track for both the day and night themes. Both themes are great. I love that music. I love it so much that the most of the time that I've been playing the game so far has just been me just sitting in front of not the studio, in front of the big place, the rostra or something, just looking out to the sea and just chilling there with everyone else who's playing the game at the time. So that music is extremely good, both night and day. So very, very good place to be at too. It's a college campus, but hey, what better place for a Redditor to be than in college? So I guess it runs in the family to be a intellectual. and the Lavieux family. But yeah, that's Old Charlian. Very not spoilery explanation of what Old Charlian is, but that's what you're gonna get. So you're gonna have to get used to that, buddy. Next place is gonna be Thavener. Now Thavener is extremely cool in a weird way because it's obviously based off like Indian culture. Like it's very colorful. There's a lot of elephants, which I think in India there's a lot of those too. I'm not sure. I'm not Indian, and I've never been to India. But if you look at a lot of Indian culture, or like ancient, like not tombs, but ancient artifacts and things from their main religion, it's pretty cool. Like it's very nice. It's all colorful. Like the rock formations in the actual land are very, how should I put it? They're very eccentric and colorful, which again, it just makes it very unique. It makes it a very unique place. And not to mention there's a lot of like new enemies as well that are sort of reskins. Are they reskins? Yeah, there's some reskins, but they look very interesting. Like they look different in a way. I won't go too much into that because that is sort of spoilers too, but it looks cool. All right. So it is very like Indian inspired though. Like if you, even after you go into the next sort of area, because you don't just go into it directly. When you go into Rajahan, it becomes like a hub basically, but it's really cool, like a really cool hub to be in. So, but I really actually like I like this location. Not only is it like important story wise, there are some characters, but it's also a very cool like place to be at. So, but yeah, talking about Rajahan, I'm gonna talk about Rajahan next because like you don't access it directly. You have to do that dungeon before you can actually access Rajahan. But man, Rajahan is crazy good. The music, again, the music doesn't miss. Like Soken does not miss. This guy knows how to do his job because holy shit. Like the music is so nice. It fits and it's just like, man, it's just that's an experience. Just listening to the music itself is like a whole experience. So that's cool. I actually really enjoyed being in Rajahan. I didn't hang out as much because like I said, I've just been doing that since I don't have a lot of time. And every time I go in it, I have a queue. So I have to, just keep moving forward to do the MSQs. But definitely after I finish the expansion, I'm hanging out a lot in Rajahan because it's just such a cool place. Yeah, like the people you meet there are so cool. Like the voice acting specifically, they got it nailed down really well. Like they sound native and like very different from like, let's just say everywhere else in every other expansion. Even though technically Heaven's Ward was alright because it sounded very, old English sort of. But it sounds the same through Stormblood and Shadowbring. Shadowbringers at least had some characters that were more native to like Iceland. People from the upper northern middle of the earth. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm not versed in geography, so deal with it. But yeah, it sounds very different. I like it. I like the voice acting. It sounds like someone actually did their job at that sounding unique enough. I can't wait to actually go back to it because I actually really like for everything. I'm not biased. I'm not biased towards India or anything. I do like India. That's another thing. Next area is actually going to be Gala Mold. Now, the thing with Gala Mold is that I don't know much about Gala Mold. So, in the end, there are only two things that you should probably know about Gala Mold that are quite very obvious when you go into it. First, it's cold. It's snowing, so it's cold. Two, I haven't gone through it yet, so you're gonna have to like wait for like a part 2 of my video, because honestly, I have no idea. I just got into Red Zone Undertron. I just got into Gala Mold. So basically, all you really need to know is that it's cold. That's where all the Empire people come from, and there's a weird thing happening to them, which I will not go over. But that is pretty much it. I am going to now go and play some more, and then I'll come back to you here and I'll tell you my experience for it, because that is what I do. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it for this whole thing. It's been pretty nice so far. I've actually really enjoyed this MSQ specifically, since that's all I'm doing really. Later on, I am going to go over the other aspects of the game so far, or rather the other aspects of the expansion, because there is a lot to go over. I just, again, you can go on Twitter if you'd like and check the amount of people complaining about the queues. So overall, even with the queues, very nice expansion. Congratulations to the 14 team. It is good. It is a good game, albeit some things I don't really like, but it's like really minor. Like, it's so minor that I don't even need to point it out in this video, because it's just like very nitpicky. So, you know, I'm not even gonna say it. It doesn't matter. It's such a minor thing compared to everything else the game has to offer you. Yeah, it's not even close to that. I will talk more about the game at a later time when I finish. Hopefully it's just a part 2. It's not like a 3-part or 4-part thing. Hopefully I have the time for it. I will try to record as much as possible, but that's, again, we'll see how the queue goes. It should get better by next week. If not, then we'll deal with it. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and yeah, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.